So I just spent 11 days on the GDT, and I'm home now. I'm finished, and I just dumped out. This is everything from my pack. I haven't washed anything yet. I'm going to wash it and put it away, but I thought it would be useful just to take everything out and have everything that I had, and that way it'll help others and myself for next time. So I'm just going to quickly run through everything that there is, starting with the tent, the duplex tent right there. Plus, I took 9 of the MSR groundhogs, very durable. Need 8, 1 is extra. Then I have my sleeping bag, which is the Sea to Summit Spark 2 850 down. And it was good down to about +4, and after that I start to shiver, so I have to wear my puffy as well. And I'm sleeping on top of the Z-Packs Thermarest, or Z-Lite I mean Thermarest. I just love the Thermarest Z-Lite to sleep on. And I also have the Neolite, the smallest one available, which I only used when it was cold because I really don't find it that comfortable, and I don't think I would bother taking it again. The other item I may not take again is the pack cover that I have, because I really only used it once. Mind you, that might be different if it was raining a lot. Then I have my cook system, so I am just using a titanium pot, and I have an extra plastic cup that's really light, and then I've got my 2 throwaway disposable water bottles, which I have sitting in the cups because that's how they sit in my pack, so they're easy to grab on the side pockets. And then of course for cooking, while we're on that topic, I have a couple of I usually take just 2 at the most, sometimes 1 MSR fuel, the smallest fuel butane bottle with the of course pocket rocket. And I have a small windscreen, which I do make use of. And I also take a little piece of tin foil, which I forgot this time, which goes over top of the pot just to help keep soot and bugs out and so on, and also helps heat the water a little bit more quickly. Okay, then for clothes, I have my short sleeve shirt. I have a Polartec polypropylene or whatever shirt that I wear while I'm hiking if it's cool. And of course I have a raincoat, and I have some kind of trousers just for thrashing through the bush. You can see everything's still dirty because I just pulled it out of my pack. And I've got the shorts that I wear almost all the time. I wear shorts, 2 pair of underwear, smart wool. I've got my puffy jacket that compresses down really nice. And then the socks that I have are the Darn Toughs. I've got 2 pair of Darn Toughs for hiking in that I rotate through and rinse out, try to wash once in a while. And then the thicker socks for just at night for cold feet. Because my sleeping bag is pretty light, at night I sleep with my Smart Wool T2 top, long sleeve, and long underwear. And I always keep it just for sleeping. 2 toques, one that I use, this one for sleeping in, this one for hiking if it's kind of cool and rainy. It's really light, goes under my hat. And of course I have a buff that I use when the bugs are bad, and also as a cover to go over that red bag, which is for my clothes and my sleeping bag, and it's completely 100% waterproof. Also serves as my pillow at night. Everything compresses into that, all the clothes that I have just mentioned and the sleeping bag, everything in that one bag. The Sea to Summit bag I have is this blue one right here, and this is just for food. It's just probably about half of what it normally is with the leftover food from my trip, and it is what I tie up into the tree at night. I use parachute cord that I keep right here, about 50 feet of parachute cord. It's pretty light and strong for hoisting up over the branch. We're talking bears. I try to carry a bear banger. Usually have about 3 or 4 extra bear banger cartridges, and I do have some flares as well in case somebody's looking for me. This is what I have for electronics. So if I use my iPhone 8 for filming and navigation. It also pairs Bluetooth to my InReach, which I use for navigation and mostly for communication. It allows me to text two-way with family, and of course SOS feature that is always clipped onto my backpack so that it's very handy. I have a lantern headlamp that is the Nitecore, which really is good. It charges USB from my batteries. I have an Anker. This is about 14,000 milliamp size, so it does about 4 or 5 charges, complete charges of my phone. And then I picked up this other little one, which will do one and a quarter charge of my phone as well. Also use this Anker to charge my InReach, and all of the cables I carry in a plastic bag, as well as the block chargers to go into the outlets when I get to the restaurant or place that I'm doing laundry, hostel, whatever. It takes about 4 or 5 hours to fully charge that Anker battery. And I have a tripod, which you can see is broken. It comes apart. It's the Joby. I don't really like it anymore. I'm going to get a different tripod. The mount is good, and of course for the holding the phone, so that I can do my own self pictures and filming and whatnot. Water filtration, I use the Sawyer, and I also will carry the Platypus. You see it in my latest video, and I've got some cordage on there that I can use to hang it from a tree branch, and then with the hose I just stick it into the tops of the bottles, and it takes about 2 or 3 minutes to fill one of those bottles for my water filtration. I can also use the Platypus if I'm going over a dry section. I can fill it up and get another, whatever that is, 1.5 liters or up to 2 liters capacity. Usually I just carry that much water, 2 of those bottles, but I can use this as an extra reservoir to carry over a long dry stretch. I find it convenient to have a one bag little pouch. It's lightweight with a zipper to put all of the electronics in, and that fits into the top of my pack. Carry a lightweight, this is actually a fanny pack, which is useful when I'm traveling through an airport or in a trail town, and that's what I carry my essential items, my expensive things that I don't want to leave laying with my pack. I might throw them in there, phone in there, money and wallet or whatever in there, documents and so on. I do carry paper maps. The scale is not very good, so I would not use them. These are 1 to 50,000. Just as a backup in case my electronics crap out altogether. Carry a pen, and of course your permits, park pass or whatever goes in that, and it goes into a place that's not maybe as accessible in my pack because I'm not using it daily. With that, I have a compass just in case. Gotta have that, and this is just an extra very lightweight rain poncho, I guess. Never used it though. I don't carry much for tools. I do have a little bit of glue, and I usually have some bobby pins and needle and thread for making repairs. Here I have my Jungle Juice DEET, like 99%. You really got to make sure you put that in a good Ziploc, because you don't want to get that on your synthetics. It will eat your synthetics. I carry a knife. This is the one I carried, but that was just because I lost my little Gree. It's pretty light, but it's an awful knife. Anyways, and then lots of lighters in different places. The fishing line is handy. I also have some wrapped around my trekking poles. and with tape wrapped as well on the trekking pole for taping stuff together. Of course, a little bit of a toothbrush. I don't usually carry toothpaste because of bear scent and so on, but you could, I guess. I do have a little bit of sun lotion, and I really like using the Burt's Bees. Rub it on my feet and on my lips a lot. It's a pretty nice lubricant. And then I do carry a disposable razor, although I don't always shave very often, but maybe every 3 or 4 days. You could use a little bit of soap, although some people don't like putting soap into water systems, which I get. You can do that away from the creek. And yeah, I think I already talked about, yeah, earplugs are really good if you're in a place where you're close to other tents. I found that on the PCT. Sometimes tents are like right against each other, so you can hear people snoring. And then extra caps for the platypus or the water bottles. Carry one long-handled titanium Optimus spoon for reaching into those the freeze-dried meals. Of course, this is my deuce of spades, which I use quite a bit to dig the cat hole for the you know what. My black diamond trekking poles, which support my tent, and also our cork, which I really like, with a bit of a camber curve at the top. Very comfortable. And I have carried replaceable tips, titanium tips, but they don't wear too quickly. They seem to hold up for a long time. And you can see the electrical tape that I have. Gorilla tape. I carry tuck tape as well because it's very sticky, good for repairing tents or whatever. My very muddy and dirty running shoes. I've been using the ASICS gel. This is the Sonoma 4 model, I guess. I usually buy them in the middle of winter on sale, but the common problem with the ASICS is the tops do get torn just like that. Every pair I've had have done that, but I like the wide fit. I like the lightweight of them, and these are non-Gore-Tex because I find I can get these to dry out in a couple of hours if the sun is shining and there's a breeze. And maybe if you just keep wearing them like 3 or 4 hours, they're drying out on your feet. Whereas a Gore-Tex shoe, which will also get completely soaked because sometimes you're up to your knees in water, take a long time to dry. I have a grocery list as well, but I'm not going to go through all that right now. There's lots of stuff on groceries type items that you can have. I do use freeze-dried meals quite a bit, and of course ramen and the usual tortillas and oatmeal and crackers and snacks and all that. So that is the unloaded bag as it was coming back from this trip. Now I've got to wash everything up and put it away, I guess, for next season. So sad. Got to mention one of the big threes. My pack that I use is a Gregory Stout 35, so it's pretty light. It's about 2 1/4 pounds, and it does have some sort of a frame that's pretty comfortable. And yeah, I think it's only considered a day pack, but of course when you're trying to be ultra light, that's what we use. And it's got the pouches and everything, and it's been holding up pretty good. I did get a tear up at the top here that I had to sew and use a bit of wire and glue on, but it's since I did that, it's been fine. This bag, I don't think you're supposed to have too much more than, say, 25 pounds, and I end up getting like 30, 32 if I'm fully loaded coming out of town. I have a whistle too for scaring animals or communicating with a partner or something like that. And then I always have one of these bandanas tied to my straps so that I can wipe sweat off my face. And yeah, it's probably pretty gross a lot of the time, but I rinse it out in the river, and it does come in handy. That's like your towel. That's like everything.